second. I didn't think about that in advance. It is around 5 a.m. 4 almost 5. But I wanted to talk about how my ex recently reached out to me again. Okay, first he sent a friend request on Discord, and then after like a day or two, sent a message saying that he wants to like be friends again, and it just it feels fake, you know. Like I replied saying, "Hey, what's up?" Like he asked me how I was doing. I said, "I'm." In reality, in terms of my life has been very lively. I'm talking to a bunch of people, having fun. Like, I'm not leaving my house type of fun, but like, I'm playing games with my friends. I have friends. I have, like, all stuff going for me. And he was talking about how his life is like quiet, but it's going well. He's doing new stuff, and I was happy for him, but it didn't feel real, cause I was obsessed with this guy when we were dating. So him, I could just tell by how he was typing and stuff that it wasn't true. Like, yeah, he could be doing the stuff he said. I don't know if that's true or not, but it definitely didn't feel like he was doing good, especially because I'm friends with a relative, and my relative said that they were being really like easily aggravated, easily like just generally pissy when, as opposed to when we were together and he was in a good mood, he wouldn't be like that. So I don't know. And then he saw my art account and he was like, your art account's been booming. I'm happy for you. And I was like, okay, that's great. It's just like I haven't had a lot of pressure to like make my art good, and just I've just been able to just draw. Because that was a big thing as to why I stopped drawing. I just felt pressure that it needed to be good, or it needed to be something specific. And he asked me, oh, like there was pressure for you to draw? Like what was it? And I said, well, when we were dating, you never really complimented any of my artworks, and when we did, you just mostly would critique it first and foremost. And then he got really defensive. He was like, and like blah blah blah. It seems like you're still emotionally charged about this and that, and well, when we communicated about this, I'm sorry you felt that way. I'm sorry you felt that way, or I'm sorry you feel that way. It's such a bitch response. Such a selfish thing. I'm sorry you feel that way. Genuinely, how you're supposed to just, I'm sorry I made you feel that way. It wasn't my intention to. Is that so hard? No, but I couldn't like lash out. I don't know why I didn't. Genuinely, I don't know why I haven't blocked this guy. He's selling so much shit to me that I genuinely don't know why I just haven't blocked this guy. Maybe it's some sort of attachment. One of my friends are telling me that it's like, I have this one friend who's like a mother figure towards me, that he wanted me to block because he didn't like them. But I didn't. But he was like, But my friend was like, oh, he's just, it's weirdly selfish, and it seems like he was the one that was emotionally charged because while you were apologizing, because I apologized. I was like, sorry I came off that way. Like, I don't know. My fault, original gangster. But he seemed like the one that was emotionally charged, and that maybe he like want something or something. Like I don't fucking know. And it's weird that he went to my. Well, okay. Well, correction. I was gonna say that it was weird that he went to my art account first, but in reality, it's not weird because I blocked him on my main because his when you know on TikTok when you like share something, it has like that list of people. Especially even if you unfollow someone and they unfollow you, it still has him up there because you consistently sent them things. So I had him blocked because it kept like making me really sad seeing him there. But I unblocked him, and he's just like he's still there. It's like he keeps their position. It's so fucking weird. But what can I do? I suppose. Like genuinely, if he contacts me anytime soon, I'll like make an update or something for myself. Like there's some things in my room that linger that I got from him, but that I'm probably gonna throw out soon. There's this glass bottle of Ramune that he got me. There's like these yarn flowers. I'm gonna keep the yarn flowers, but I don't know where to put them because they're cute. They're a gift. I'm not a piece of shit. Listen to like a guitar right now, but I don't know. I genuinely don't know what to do with the things he got. The accessories I'm gonna keep. Obviously, they're accessories. They cost money. But like the shared bracelets, the promise rings, I don't know. I already threw the promise ring somewhere. It's somewhere in my room. I just don't know where. I'm wearing a replacement ring, but like once I go to the mall, I hope I can get like a cheap ring that I can just wear on my finger instead. Because fuck if I'm wearing that promise ring. I fucking did everything with that ring on. TMI, but like I even did it with like the ring on. If you know, you know, but like Christ. But I like the feeling of it. It feels weird without one now. So I just like using like I'm very conflicted. Cause like I like someone else now, but I'm waiting till I like fully move on before I get into a relationship. Because I don't want it to be that the relationship like I'm using it like in my brain I'm using it for a replacement when I don't want that to happen. And I'm really scared for him that the girl he was replacing me with is like drifting away slowly, and that's why he contacted me in the first place. Or something's happening behind the scenes. Cause that's what I hate about myself. I feel like I'm too kind, too forgiving. If he came to me, like knees, like on the floor, basically apologizing for everything, I'd find it very hard to not be able to accept that apology, even though I know for my own like, in terms of like in terms of respecting myself, I should not accept it. Like, to respect myself, I should not accept it, and I should like leave, right? Like cut him off from my life completely in like any manner that I can. I wonder how he speaks about me to others. That's the thing too. It's like I wonder if he finds as much as wrong like all my like mistakes and tells other people all just my mistakes and doesn't tell them what he did to invoke those kinds of reactions. Or maybe he dumbs down what he did. But like sometimes I would just like tweak out of nowhere. I don't know. Or maybe he thinks he's a good person by not talking about these things. And in a way, it's like, yeah, he made me promise that I wouldn't talk about what, like, these sorts of things with, like, anyone else. Like, kind of, it was about his past, but a bit of it felt like he was, like, basically telling me that, like, be quiet about what happens in our relationship, if anything, like, if we do break up. And like, under the guise of we're both respecting each other. Cause he had this fear of being, like, being seen as a bad person. So, but, like, I let him get away so much that I get genuinely just like, I have not been in love like that in such a long time, where it, like, genuinely consumed me. My world was bigger than him before we met, before we even started dating. I had so much going for me. I closed a few doors in terms of, like, friendships and stuff, so that I could hang out with him more. And he asked me to make that time for him. But when I asked him to spend more time with me instead of his friend group, it's just that he never did. He promised me an hour or two, and then he'd stay for like 30 minutes. That's when I knew it was really over. When he started going to the friend group more, I already knew that he liked someone else in that friend group probably, but just didn't tell me, or just, like, just didn't want to. Or just was like micro cheating. Like, that's micro cheating to me, but like that's a whole different conversation. I can call him a micro cheater. Call him a cheater because he was looking for comfort in another girl. But hey, what do I know? Like, I'm happy in the situationship I'm in right now. I actually feel like loved and cared for. Crazy how I felt more loved and cared for within this, like, situationship I've had for like a little less than like 2 weeks than like a year and 2 month relationship. But that's not funny. That's like me joking and trying not to cry my eyes out because I was treated like dog shit. Maybe he believes that he was a good boyfriend. Maybe me telling him to his face that he is a good boyfriend convinced him that he was, and that, like, cause like, if your boyfriend asked you, "Hey, am I a good boyfriend?" You're not gonna just tell him, "No, you're dog shit. Go kill yourself," right? It's just it's like, what? Like, genuinely what? But in the same vein, I can't help but think, what would have happened if I said no? Because every time I said yes, something tugged at my heart, and it's like, this isn't like the full truth, but it's like, you feel loved because he's doing all this and asking, and like, he talk about being a good person a lot. Like, he had some more like, oh, I'm here with you, I'm doing this for you, and then mention, like, later on how some boyfriends don't even like listen to their girlfriends, or send those like vague TikToks that are like, oh, this is an issue, but I'm here for you. I'm like this and that. So it's just, how much of that was just him wanting to appear to be a good person rather than him meaning it? But then every time that spot was threatened by someone else, or I came close to like feeling that he didn't mean it, he'd start crying, or like being like, "What? No, I mean it. I this and that." Like, how much of that was real? How much of it was fake? That's like my real question with this sort of thing. Cause like, genuinely, I don't know. My feelings on this guy are very conflicted. Like, he wants my presence. but he also doesn't. He wants my presence. He seemingly wants the emotional support I gave him and like the comfort I gave him, but without me. Cause he always liked, I draw myself in 3 ways. I have 3 different versions of myself in the way I draw myself. And they're all represented by animals. And the one he liked the most was the prey animal. The shy, meek, and elegant one. Because he didn't like it when I spoke roughly. Like, yo bro, twin, like bad cursing. He found it unpleasant. And he told me that. He's like, oh, I don't like it when you speak like that. Which, first and foremost, I spoke like that while we were talking. So I don't know why it suddenly was an issue, but I changed. I changed for him. Which probably was my first fucking mistake. He said you should have changed for the person who's supposed to who's supposed to love you, but like, you know. What can I do at this point? I changed, and then he talked to me, and then I'd be vulgar with our friends, our mutual friends, and then he'd tell me in the DMs, like, why can't you joke with me like that? Why can't you be like that with me in private? You told me you don't like it when I'm vulgar, and when I joke, like, roughly like that, so why would you want me to do that with you? It was confusing, and then I'd mention that to him. It's like, you said you don't like this, but you also said you don't like this. Specifically when he said, I don't like it when you're clingy, but then he'd ask me to be clingy. And then he'd be like, I don't know what I want. And so I'd be there in like a limbo trying to figure out when was the right time to do this, when was the right time to do that. I was constantly kind of stepping on eggshells. If I say the wrong thing, he gets upset at me and like maybe like ignores me for a few like hours, and then it's like, oh, I'm sorry, or like he'd be like, I'm gonna do this instead, and then I was like, oh, you wanna call? And he'd be like, no, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I don't know, but genuinely I don't know. Like, I still think of him. Like, I'm not like distraught to the fact, like, I'm like when he's like mentioned, I get like a deep pit in my stomach, right? But that's more so because of like what he's done to me. And but like some nights, like now, which is why another reason I made this vlog, is like I find myself yearning, I guess. Like, I don't know, it's really bad, and I shouldn't be missing someone that did all that. But maybe it's like the whole like abused, Mr. Abusers, something, cause it's something they're used to. It's like la la la, you know, that sort of thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if that really is the case. But like I get sad and I think about it and I'm like, wow, wait, when the times were good, they really were good, you know. I loved him, and a part of me still does, but a part of me also needs self-respect. Like, I think about him a lot, even if he's basically a micro cheater. I think of our memories. I think of the gifts he's gotten me. Sometimes I find myself sitting in bed holding them. And I wonder if it really meant anything at him, because he was on the richer side, and his birthday gift I spent a lot of money on the first year we were together, even though we were just together for a few months. Like, not even like 2 months. I spent over $100 on him, of money I worked for, but the money he spent for me on my birthday, he it was money he got gifted from his parents just by asking. So it's like that like thing that's like the $5 I spent on you doesn't mean as much, like means more. Wait, no, that's like the saying that's like the $5 I spent on you means more than the $5 you spend on me. Basically being like, since I rarely have the chance to have this kind of spending money in the first place, let alone the fact that I worked for it, it could be like my last $5 too. It has a lot more weight behind it than your $5 because you could simply just acquire more money easily. And it's kind of a selfish thing, maybe to them. They're like, even though they have this access to money, they're fickle and they're choosing it to spend on you or whatever. But it felt true throughout the entire relationship. Like I felt guilty spending his money, but then he just called up his parents and then they were next to me. Like when I tell them that I'm scared, because his parents scare me. Because, well, abused kid is scared of abusive parents, type of deal. I don't really know though, because like, I guess I just miss what we had. I miss. I miss him, but I know he's not coming back. Or if he is, he's probably just to benefit himself. I miss. I wish. I don't know. I miss him. But I know I shouldn't. He assaulted me. He did terrible things. That's the end of audio log 3. I think I don't even remember. I'll see you when I need you.